Hi, everybody. DJ Yoakley with you for another special edition of the Coach's Corner and a little bit of player profile mixed in. And it's all brought to you by our friends over at Greenwood Chevrolet in Austintown. Has been, always will be proud supporters of Falcon Athletics. And this season, everything is the same and even more so because we've got TJ Parker and the flying Fitch Falcons off to a 2-0 start. Coach, we'll get to one question for you, and then we'll move over to DJ for a little bit, and then we'll return. Talk to me about what you saw on the field Friday, other than your Falcons continuing to fly circles around the competition.
Yeah, I just think that the effort was there. It was a 4-quarter game. We fought all the way to the end. Guys were cramping up. Guys were injured. I mean, that team really pushed us. They stretched us athletically, and all game they made plays just to stay in it, and they wouldn't quit. We couldn't put them away. But the resilience of our team, the resilience of our offense to make plays down the stretch, and then our defense to get stops and a turnover when we needed it. I was very proud of the guys and the way they put together 4 quarters.
DJ, talk to me about when you walked out on that field. I mean, that's a very special field to cleat down. What was that moment like for you? Did you take any of it in? Just where you were playing and the gravity of the situation that you were playing, where so many are enshrined, maybe 200 yards away from you.
Yeah, when I walked out on the field when we first got there and I look up to the stands, it was just like an amazing feeling because NFL players play on that field, and I got the chance to play on that field on a Friday night playing a sport I love.
You must love it a lot, man, because you were rolling the rock 3 times in the end zone, not once, not twice, 3 times. Obviously, you had a night for yourself. Were you just seeing everything well? Your blockers were out in front of you. What was it? What was it like for you at the end of the night to look back on the night that you had and know that your team's off to a 2-0 start?
Well, Coach gave us a great scheme to run versus Cam McKinley, which is a great team. But our O-line blocked pretty well, and the holes were there, and I made the play.
I mean, that's short and sweet. I like it. I dig it. Did you give your lineman a little dap on the way for the extra touchdowns?
Yeah, I always got to show the lineman love after
I
every
love it.
touchdown.
Coach, when you see that, that's got to show. I mean, you were a college coach at one time. You love when the backs show their big boys love, right?
When you watch DJ score or make a play, he shows everybody love. The kid plays with enthusiasm. We encourage that with our program, but when he took that one, I think it was like 41 yards, the first one. He just let pure out emotion, and everyone got to him, and he couldn't hug or tap enough people. But that's the type of kid he is. I mean, you could see a young sophomore in his interview thinking of others. It's just the way he's built, and he wouldn't care if it's someone else. He'd be sprinting if someone else scored a 41-yard touchdown. He'd be the first one there to give him love too.
DJ, you've been a part of this program now. Talk about the culture shift. I mean, when Coach Parker walks through the door at Austintown Fitch, you don't know what to expect, but everybody's fallen in love with the program. Everybody's bought in. What was it like for you? Maybe that you were bought in before, but it's a different level now.
Last year, my freshman year, I came in, and Coach Parker was the coach, and he was just trying to get everybody to buy into it. And as the season went on, everybody bought into it more. But even from the summer of last year, we had a laser focus, and we just bought in the whole time. And even if people didn't believe us, we still believed in ourselves, and everybody believed in each other. And now we're a great program.
As a young Falcon here, I mean, you're a sophomore, right? So
Yes, sir.
you look at this and you go, man, I'm a what, 15, 16?
15.
Yeah, you're 15-year-old making a splash on a big stage on the Pro Football Hall of Fame, Tom Benson Stadium, and then you look at this and you've got your seniors, your juniors, your upperclassmen look and say, "Hey, we got another guy here we can count on." Do you feel a little bit of? I mean, does that get you going? That you're kind of out of your shell now? You've had your coming out party.
Um, yeah, but my teammates always believed in me, and they always believe in my abilities, and I believe in my abilities too. So when I get the chance, I just make the best of it.
All right, talk to me. You want to run the ball out of the backfield, or you want to catch the ball out of the backfield? What's more fun for you?
I would rather run the ball off the backfield. If I want to catch, I would play receiver.
See, Coach. Now you got a little something. You can go with that.
Hey, as long as he catches it when it's thrown to him, I'm okay with it. He can run. That's what we ask him to do, but he's asked to catch a lot too, and he does that well too.
I love it. DJ, talk to me about this senior class, what they mean to you, how they've kind of taken you under their wings and shown you love.
The senior class, I'm really close with some of the seniors in the class, and I feel like we just have like a special connection. Even the senior have a special connection with our juniors and people in my grade, and I feel like we all just go well together.
All right, I'm going to try to buy you some extra playing time on Friday. Here we go. You ready? Talk about this coaching staff and what they mean to you and how they've really led you and showed leadership qualities that you can pass on not only in your football life, but in your life outside of the lines as well.
I feel like our coaching staff is pretty great because it's not only about football. They teach us how to be great young men on and off the field with like school or even doing like community work. And it's just not about football with them. So they teaching us, like, they giving us the answers to the test. We just got to do what we got to do. And, yeah, we got to do our job.
All right. So you're talking about tests. What's your favorite subject in school right now, young man?
Math is my favorite subject. It just comes more natural to me than any other subject.
Math.
Yes,
That
sir.
doesn't show up very often. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm impressed. That's awesome. What do you love about math? Is it just solving the problems?
Yeah, and, like, it helped me count money.
I knew he was going there. I knew he's going to go there. Everybody loves math. That's counting money.
That's it. I'll take that. We'll put a bow on that one. DJ, thank you very much. I appreciate the time. Obviously, we'll have many, many more of these as your career advances. Coach, let's talk about this week. A very tough Glen Oak team. You guys have to travel back to Canton. And this is a 1-1 team, but it's a team that can seriously mislead you on tape. What are you expecting on Friday night?
I honestly believe it's going to be a grind out battle. I mean, make no mistakes about it. We've showed the kids the film and you can see in the room. I mean, the kids prior to COVID had played this squad and you know, when you look at it, they were on a 17-game losing streak coming into this year. They get their legendary coach back in Scott Garcia. And then right away, you just see a change in the program. And they snapped the streak their first game of the season and beat a Division I Shaker Heights team who has some athletes, who has some good players. They hold Massillon, Washington to a 6-0 game with seconds left in the second quarter before Massillon, Washington punched it in and took a 13-0 halftime lead. I mean, they're a physical outfit who can play defense, and then they have a quarterback who can make plays. They have some young guys on their team that they're using. They're not afraid to play youth, and they have those big Canton bodies. I mean, this is a Division I program. I think they've again found the right coach, and they're a trending team. And like we've told our guys, they're in their locker room saying right now, this team is not Massillon, Washington, and we held them to a 6-0 game at half. This is a team we can get. This is a program win. These are the type of wins that turn the program around. I know this week is big for them at home. So we've tried to prepare our kids as much as possible for that. With the understanding, we don't want these guys coming off of a big game in Canton McKinley to kind of like come out and sputter. We need to take it week by week and focus on the next opponent.
I was just going to ask you, do you feel like this could be a trap game? I mean, they use it all the time in the NFL. They use it in college football. I mean, it can be the same in high school. Does this feel like a game that you can look past? And as you guys look to a conference schedule, that is a challenge that you guys not on at home a whole lot. I mean, your whole schedule, only home 4 times, and you never get back-to-back games in the nest. So talk to me. Do you think this could be a trap game? And are you talking to you guys about that?
I've used that exact term. I mean, it is a trap game. You don't want to look ahead. I don't want to talk about it, but I mean, you're coming off of playing at the Hall of Fame Stadium, playing versus one of the most historic programs in all of Ohio, and you come off that, you win. And in between that, you play a team, a program who in the past has struggled, who the kids look at as a struggling program. And that, looking ahead to next week, you play an Ursuline team who is ranked in the state and one of the top teams in the state. And Ursuline has made no bones about it. I think every interview that they've had, they said they want Fitch, and that's okay. But, when you look at things in terms of a trap game, that's exactly what it is. But like I mentioned before, in our program, we talk about one game at a time. We talk about the most important game being the next game and our best opponent on our schedule being the next team because they are the next team. And the week of practice has had its ups and downs, as you would expect. We just started school, a lot going on there. So it is a challenging week for us. But if we want to be the program that we think we are, we have to handle business this weekend.
So last year, the football flew around a heck of a lot on that in Falcon Stadium. And this year, it seems like it's not a different team, but a different strategy. You guys are going a lot of the ground, and it's got to be exciting for a coach to be able to know that you can be balanced when you want to be. And obviously, establishing the run will open up the pass later on. Devin Sherwood, I mean, one of the best quarterbacks in the entire area, and he really hasn't got to show a whole lot of his sling ability, as we say. At this point. Are you okay with that? I mean, is that something where you're like, hey, as long as we're winning, Devin's the kind of guy, as you know, and I don't want to steal your thunder here. He doesn't care as long as he keeps getting dubs.
No, and let me tell you, when you talk about program and culture, we're still battling that every day. We have young guys like DJ, older guys, all of it. You know what I mean? And they all want the ball, and they all are really good players, and they all want to score touchdowns. But the truth is, all we really care about in the end of the game is that we get a win, whether that's a grind out defensive battle like you saw versus Cheney, or an offensive explosion like you saw versus Cam McKinley, whether we got to do it through the air or through the ground. That's how we feel like we're built. And, obviously when you watch us play, we'll bring special teams into it. How we can win, all we really care about is winning. And that, when you put the program ahead of individual accolades, it means a lot, and it shows the strength in your program. And then when you win, the kids find out that the individual accolades come from winning programs. So I'm not going to lie to you and say it's been the smoothest, but the kids are getting it, and they understand that. And when you give us a light box, we're going to run. When you load the box, we're going to throw, and we're going to take what you give us. And I think when you look at our stats and other teams see us, like last week, we had 8 people touch the ball, and that's no mop up time. That's 8 people touching the ball all game. The week before that, I believe we had 7. You really cannot take away someone. You have to take away an offense. And however you go about ways of attacking that, we feel like we have answers. And we try to put our kids in the best position to win one-on-ones. And wherever that may be, if it's, a sophomore and DJ at running back, or it's, a senior and Tyler at slot receiver, or an outside guy like Cam Smith, Jay Neely, whatever it is, we take pride in winning those one-on-one matchups and exposing defenses in that sense.
I mean, I look at your roster, and I know that the Fitch way is always to have a chip on your shoulder, right? It's always to play with a chip on your shoulder and always, be the underdog. Is it challenging through the last year and a half, as you guys continue to win, to keep that chip on your shoulder? Because it becomes a target on your back for everybody else. But is it tough to keep that? Because usually people talk about the other way around. Is it tough to keep something, out there and say, hey, listen, you guys still have stuff to fight for?
Yeah, I mean, last year we felt like, it was pretty easy. A lot of people doubted us throughout and all of this. Now it happened so fast, to get to this point. Call. Are you still with us there? All right.
Yep,
it happened so fast that, when you look at it, we're in this position now, and it seems like the bigger the game, the more people want to label question marks on us. And now we're feeding on that. And we know it's always going to be the next whatever. We haven't reached that point yet where the program is considered, a dominating program or a staple. But we also understand that we're climbing, and we take pride in the big games, and we take pride in all of that. Right now, it hasn't been challenging. We find that our opponents do a really good job of making sure we're motivated to this point. But I'm sure as we continue, as we go, the more respect we'll get. And then we're going to have to be that line on the top of the mountain that's trying to outrun people.
I love it. All right. So last question for you, a little bit off of the X's and O's. We've had some unbelievable weather, some really, really high temperatures. So my question for you, it's a little bit of a would you rather. would you rather play in 90 degrees or would you rather play in 30 degrees, and why?
Oh, man. Is it snowing in 30 degrees?
It can do whatever you want, Coach. Draw it up.
Well, I mean, 90 degrees, you can't pass that up. It's just beautiful. We'd rather play in it. Obviously, get the setting that we want and our offense, being able to do all that, having no elements effect. But those snow games are pretty fun. Not for coaches, I'm thinking as a player. But, yeah, we'll take the 90-degree heat and, we'll bring the heat to them.
Awesome. I love it. I appreciate it. As this is episode 2 of the Coach's Corner for Austintown Fitch. Coach Parker, DJ, thank you guys for the time, and thank you Greenwood Chevrolet in Austintown for sponsoring it. Good luck this week, boys.
Thank you, DJ.